What to do, y'all? It's your boy Memphis Gamer. Tonight I'm gonna kind of do something a little different. This video gonna be a review about this love story movie called Wuthering. Excuse me. It's very popular amongst like love and passion type of movies, and it's kind of something different for my channel. But I just wanted to relate, you know what I'm saying, and connect with everybody. So man, if you haven't seen this movie, it's such a touching movie. Like, and I'm a man, bro. Like real hardcore, like man to the T, 100%. But if you watch this movie, bro, you bound to shed some tears. If you a grown ass man, bro, you still gonna shed some tears watching this movie because it is so passionate, so sad. The ending was crazy. It was sad, bro. Like. And y'all forgive me if I can't remember. I only watched the movie once, so I'm just doing a review on how I feel about it. And but I will watch it again. I will watch it again just for the enjoyment of it because it was a very excellent. I really liked it. Oh, it was really good. But I just want to start at the beginning, right? So this this lady, right? Her name Cassandra, right? So when she was a kid, her daddy was pretty much like a rich, like wealthy man. Making transactions through the area he was in, and she was kind of because when the movie started off, it starts off with them going to see a man getting hanged from for being, I don't know if he stole some or being a traitor or whatever the case may be. Just back in them times, it just was what was going on back then. So I'm gonna just say that. So after that, pretty much, her and this one lady that I can't stand in this movie because if it weren't for her, it would have had a happy ending like everybody probably would expect it to. If you actually watch the movies. And yeah, I am talking about the lady named Nellie, the maid. Um, she did a lot of devious and messed up things. So, fast forward a little bit, right? So, Cassandra, which one of the main characters, her father, the one I was telling, just saying that was wealthy and a rich man, right? So, he was always, off doing work or whatever. And this guy named, he kind of stumbled up on this kid, right, orphan kid called Heathcliff, right? So, so this kid was pretty much like, poor. Like it got to he was poor, like he was just a runaway, just doing whatever, right? And the dad ended up catching him and bringing him to Cassandra for him to be her plaything, like kind of like a slave. He pretty much was a slave until later. So he brought this boy to her, and they pretty much just clicked, just hit it out from the beginning, like they were childhood friends, like uh, similar to like a lot of kids that grow up these days, kind of. Which it ain't the same, but it's sort of like that. But they was just in love like from the start. I just think from when they first set eyes on each other, they pretty much was like, yeah, like you gonna be the one for me. That's how they kind of had how passion they was looking at each other, right? So it's a lot of stuff she ended up doing. Heathcliff wasn't really liked or whatever the case, or maybe because he was a slave, like to her, to his daughters, like they would just had him under the bed and talk. She'll play tricks on him. Tell him to come do this. She'll try to teach him how to read. It got to the point of where he was so frustrated that he didn't know how to read because only thing he really just cared about was his love for her, right? Of course, when you a kid, you don't really know, what I'm saying, what love is, but you can tell how passionate these two was when they was kids. So she'll play little tricks. She'll put little eggs up under the sheet, that he'll sit on, he'll crack, whatever. Cause they both like slept in the same bedroom, if not, right next to each other or whatever. And, that same trick gonna be used like later on in the movie, like to let her know that he, you know, was making a return. But things that she would do, cause her dad wanted her to marry a rich man, and which in the future she did. But he would just beat Heathcliff, you know what I'm saying, like abuse him, and she would always take up for him. But it's just he clever, him being who he was, and him being, you know what I'm saying, obsessed with her or whatever. Because the movie has a lot of obsession, which I'm gonna get to later. But he would just get beat like a slave, whips on his back, bruises, you know what I'm saying? He would just work, you know what I'm saying? Just be working like a slave. That was his routine every day if he wasn't traveling with her doing things kids would do. So fast forward, they get older. So the same thing is going on. So Heathcliff, he's older. His hair is longer. You can tell he has facial hair now. And Cassandra as well, like she puffs up like a woman. No, she turns to a beautiful young lady, right? And a lot of things that go on, like that they were seeing, you know what I'm saying? Like I think it's this one incident where they caught these two people about to have sex or whatever, and she was watching it, so she was curious, and she almost like made a noise to the point of her getting caught, and Heathcliff covered her mouth up, and he was just, you know, always there. Like they'll run off and get stuff or whatever, food, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it was they was doing, it was just activities. So pretty much, let's see. I'm trying to make sure I ain't moving too fast. But yeah, he'll pretty much just say, look, they'll look in each other's eyes, you know what I'm saying, like with the glare. But Cassandra, she kind of knew um that she couldn't like be with him, because if she did, she looked at the fact that how poor he was and how poor she was. Like you like both of us can't be poor. That's pretty much what she was saying. But they both loved each other. You could tell though, bro. Like I'm just keeping it 100. They really did. And but they just couldn't be together because of how her mindset was. She always knew her daddy wanted her to be with a rich man. So you know what I'm saying. Time went on, and this one particular day, this guy named Edgar, he was a rich man. Had his own everything. You know what I'm saying. Big mansion type of house. He was producing. You know what I'm saying. Cattle, whatever you can name. You know what I'm saying. He was a wealthy guy. And Cassandra kind of stumbled upon him, and the maid Nellie, who stayed in the house with her and her father, like the Nellie lady, she pretty much, the maid was telling her like, okay, this guy is rich, so this is your opportunity to actually go out and be somebody. Like we need to get you a dress, you need to get married to him. You should go over there and have a conversation with him. Okay, so she did. It's like, man, this lady was so, you know what I'm saying, to the try to be whatever she could for this man, to the point like she got a dress that couldn't even fit her. Like she zipped the dress up so tight it like almost had bruises on her back, because she was too, you know what I'm saying, big to fit into the dress, right? So she eventually squeezed into the dress, and she went over to the guy, and she was introducing herself, being goofy, making little falls, about to fall over in the dress, and they had a conversation, and he pretty much told her, she thought that he didn't like her, and then he ended up coming back letting her know, okay, you seem nice, and I will consider taking you on to be a wife of mine one day. So she went back and tell the maid, but she starts feeling emotional because previous to that, um, she got curious one day and ran off like somewhere by herself, like she didn't want to be, you know what I'm saying, found. And she was pretty much pleasuring herself, like, you know what I'm saying, putting that hand down there. Yeah, fellas, you know what I'm talking about. Pleasuring herself, putting that hand down there, and she was just making herself climax, right? So he seen her, and he went after her. But he was like, he was sneaking up to the point where she didn't see him, right? And this when you really know that they had a deep connection, because like he pretty much walked up to her, and he actually grabbed her fingers, and he put the finger that she was using to pleasure herself inside his mouth, right? And just was tasting it. You know what I'm saying? You know how men is. We get a little off the rail, sometimes. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it 100. But yeah, and he licked it, and he was just pretty much telling her how much he, you know what I'm saying, he loved her and how much he wanted to be with her. And she was just like, no, we can't do that. Just look at look at our environment. Look where we grew up in. It look like we poor. We not gonna have nothing. So fast forward to what I was just telling y'all, right? And he was very upset about this. Like, after I mean, it probably was before this, cause he was working and she was trying to distract him and tell him, "Come on, let's go do." I forget what she told him, "Let's go do." But he was like, "I'm very busy with work." 'Cause he was so angry with her because he knew she didn't want to be with him. She just wanted to go be. He was pretty much unsure. He knew she had feelings for him, but he just knew that she wasn't gonna be with him. Like, which I think was just fucked up. But anyway, fast forward to what I was just saying. So the guy Edgar, he pretty much nah, fast. When she went to talk to him, like after that situation, she goes back to Nelly and she starts crying. Like Cassandra starts crying, saying how much she actually like her heart is just not in marrying this dude. Like she want to be with Heathcliff. Like she just know like this dude is for her, and she don't want to keep hide her feelings from him. And cause when he tried to kiss her, she kind of shrugged him off. Like, but they was that close to doing it. But um, the Nelly lady, she saw Heathcliff coming because he was climbing up on the. First, he was on the house, like looking at what was going on. Then later that night, he started walking towards the conversation while they was having. Like he was walking towards the door, and the lady actually seen him coming. Like when he was hearing the conversation, and she didn't even let Cassandra know that he was right there. So pretty much she was pretty much watching her own ass because she wanted to be. Cause she know when Cassandra got married, she could go over there and be with Cassandra. She could be the maid for them, and they rich. Like she just was looking out for self, which I think is just being a horrible person, man. Like this just any self greed. That should have just that jealous. She really jealous, to be honest. That jealous shit is just crueler than the grave, like they said. But anyway, um, so she ended up catching Heathcliff ended up catching the ending part. Like he didn't hear the whole conversation. He ended up hearing the part where she just said, um, the lady was pretty much manipulating her, telling her, or the Nelly lady was pretty much telling her, "Oh, this is where you need to be. This is what's best for you. Um, and you always wanted this when you was a little girl." So he pretty much heard that. He didn't hear the part where Cassandra was saying that she liked him and she wanted to be with him. He didn't hear that part. He walked up on the negative part, not the positive. And once he heard that, man, Heathcliff was pretty much like, "Hey, man, I'm out of here, man. Like, forget this shit. I'm finna go." Like, so he fast forward. She ended up marrying the guy. Heathcliff ended up he left. And this is the crazy part. Like, Heathcliff ended up coming back and being a rich man. I'm talking about this guy. Like he had the hoop earring, gold earring. You know what I'm saying? He was groomed up in a suit. You know what I'm saying? His hair was done. His hair, he cut his hair. He didn't look like a bum. He didn't look like a slave. He looked like exactly what he was, like a rich guy that had money. And one day he wanted to come back and be with Cassandra one day. So yeah, I gotta figure. I'm gonna cut it short, but this is actually a long movie, guys. I think it was at least 2 hours or something. But it's a long movie. It's a lot to cover. I'm just trying to cover as much of it as I can for those who haven't seen it. I highly recommend y'all go see this movie. I don't care male, you a male, female. Please y'all go see it. It's very good. Not go see it, but download it. It's on HBO Max. Or if you have that app, y'all check that out. But anyway, so Heathcliff, um, he eventually was back in town, and he ended up purchasing, I don't know, some land, or he purchased her dad's old house or something so he can be close. But the reason how she knew he was there is that one day she came and sat on her bed and she played the same. Remember I was telling you, she played the same trick. He played the same trick on her that he used to play. I mean, that she used to play on him when they were small. The eggs under the sheet trick, right? Okay. And she did that, and she moved the cover. And she was like she was just stoned. Like The look in her eyes, she knew it was him. It couldn't be nobody else but him. Like, and I know all those feelings just came back rushing at once. And let me say this right here. This was going on for years with her married to this guy, right? And this guy couldn't even pleasure her. Like, in the sex scene, you could tell she was not enjoying this shit at all. Like the little pumps and shit he was doing, like that, man, she was not into it. She was thinking about this guy he clipped the entire time that the sex was going on, whatever the pleasure and whatever. The guy couldn't even please her because she was so busy just thinking about him. But anyway, back to what I was saying. He came back in town. It was like in the scene, like they did this shit, man, with these scenes. It was on a rainy day, and it was another scene where it was raining and they was talking, and he pretty much covered. He Cliff's a big tall dude, like he a pretty big broad dude, but he pretty much put his hands over her eyes so she won't be getting wet by the rain all the way, like so she can see him and talk. Um, and that was another passionate scene that I forgot to mention. So, but anyway, when he returned back, it was like a kind of windy, kind of, like I want to say autumn type of weather condition, maybe. Anyway, like that, and when she seen him, like you could just tell her heart stopped when she seen him, and he felt the same way. Like, but my boy, like that interest he made, man, that boy was looking like somebody, like, you know what I'm saying? When she ran to him and she just kind of played it off like she pushed him, like, oh, what a terrible trick you played on me and all that. But once they hugged each other, like, the look on both of their faces was like, man, like them folks damn near had a climax just hugging each other. Like that shit was deep. But anyway, they get back to where she live. He tells her about her husband, about how rich he is and what he's bought. And it's another girl there on. I'm trying to see. I forget this lady name. She was a young girl though, but she wanted to sleep with Heathcliff. Like, and Heathcliff was looking at Cassandra like, kind of like, okay, maybe I should, like, trying to make her jealous. You know how we do, man. Excuse me. He was like, maybe I should make her jealous then, and just, you know. And Elizabeth and Cassandra, she was kind of looking like that. Might be the girl named Elizabeth, if I ain't mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but kind of he kind of like looked like he considered the idea because he knew it'd make Cassandra jealous. Like he didn't think she still he knew she still had feelings for him, but he wanted to test it out rather. And Cassandra ended up, the lady worked for Cassandra, I think, like, I don't know if she was like a young maid or a good maid or whatever the case was. So she get to go out there and swing, she get on the little swing set and the girl start coming out there to push her. And she was pretty much just telling him he don't want you, like you don't even know what to do with him, like he'll smother you or whatever, just anything to keep her away from him. So time kept going past, and Heathcliff, this one scene, it was back in the rain again, back to that rain scene I just told y'all. Rain scene came, right? And Heathcliff pretty much just letting her know, like, you you hurt me, you broke my heart, like you didn't tell me the truth, and she was pretty much telling him I did, like that day you didn't hear the full. She was trying to explain to him like you didn't get the whole, you didn't get everything I said, and they end up kissing, and then you could just like look, you could just feel the tension between them, like. And shout out to the artists who made some of those theme musics too. Like the soundtrack in that movie was pretty good. Like it went along for the fan. I know all the fans who fans of this type of stuff. I know y'all. I know that rubs y'all like the right way. Like, cause they definitely did their thing on there. I think the song is called Always Everywhere. That was a good song. Like I liked it. Like it's a deep song. Like I don't expect everybody to know, but it's definitely a song that's it matched the movie. Like and it's just like always everywhere. It's just her pretty much, you know what I'm saying, making a track about like wherever you at, I'ma always be there. Like, you know. But this whatever. Back to the movie. So let's see where it was. Yeah, they started messing around. Like Heathcliff and her started messing around, and but she was already pregnant by Edgar. So you know, she didn't really tell Heathcliff from the start. But like once they started messing around, it was just like it was hard for them to stop, and she was pretty much just sneaking off, like going to see this dude have sex with him like every single time that they link with each other. And it was just wherever it was in the whether it was outside or in the house, the carriage that the horses were like they did it everywhere they could they did. But eventually she tells Heathcliff she's pregnant, right? But he was like, "Is it mine?" She was like, "No, it's his," right? So Heathcliff really didn't see a problem with it. Like he still wanted to be with her throughout. That real stand up guy. He still wanted to be with her after she was already pregnant by another guy. So she pretty much was telling, and Edgar, like he kind of knew. He eventually figured out that they was messing off because the vibes weren't the same between her and him. So that kind of threw everything off. Um, and they end up talking. Eventually, she told now Heathcliff told her that Nelly was the one that he overheard, like the one that he seen, and didn't even let her know. Like she didn't even let her know that Heathcliff was listening, and she knew he was listening. So she ended up firing the lady and tell her, "I don't care where you go, cause you messed my relationship up. Well, you messed up what I could have had. I missed my chance at true love." So she sent the lady off. Then the lady eventually came back. Then her father ended up dying. So after her father ended up dying, Heathcliff took over. Like I told you, I think he purchased his house, and her daddy had just like one time she went to go see her dad, and he was just a wreck. Like he was drunk, like sloppy drunk, like his teeth was rotted. Um, he didn't have no more money. He was broke. You know, she was rich, so she went to go see him, and he pretty much like um just like she was when she was a child. Like he just didn't do the things that a father should have did. He didn't talk to her with the correct respect. You know, he just didn't show it, and she threw the coins on the ground, and he was like, "I know this what you want, so I'm gonna crawl on this floor and pick this change up." And she apologized to him. Um, you know, and eventually, after that he passed away. Because he had a drinking problem. Like Heathcliff, I think he brought him some. He told him it was some liquor, in there somewhere, and that's all he did was just drink all day. Like he was just a horrible parent. He drunk all day. Didn't pay his daughter no attention. He just knew when she got married, that was it. Okay, that's it. He was even surprised she even came to see him. And she was apologizing to him, trying to help him get up. And he just didn't do right by his daughter, man. And Heathcliff either. And he was pretty much trying to still treat Heathcliff like a slave and grab on him. And Heathcliff pushed him like, "Nah, this ain't what's going on no more. Like, I'm not a slave to you no more. Like, I'm my own man now." So, and I just want to put this in perspective. Like, yeah, I just think about how traumatizing it is, bro. Like, it would have been hard for me even to just even come back there. Like, I was a slave here. Like, I would, your daughter didn't treat me like a slave, but you did. I was in love with your daughter, like, and I had to take the abuse that you wanted to do to her, but you was doing it to me. Cause I was just a stand up guy, and I was ready to do whatever to be with this woman, even in death. I was gonna die for this lady, but moving on. So when she found out the lady was lying to her, she sent her off. Then she brought her back because it's just hard. they grew up together, like, and this lady, even though the lady messed up, she tried to apologize to her. She brought her back. Um, and she stayed. I guess when she came back, she was just back. But her and Heathcliff couldn't be together because of the baby. Now this is when stuff get deep, y'all, and I'm gonna wrap this up. Like this pretty much is the ending, right? And this movie is very old. They had another. Well, this the story of the movies. Oh, they had another movie like back in the day. I haven't watched that one, but this one is the latest one that I'm explaining now. So let's see. Yeah, yeah, they was pretty much. She was getting bigger. The pregnancy was, as time going on, she was getting bigger, or the baby was, getting ready to come or whatever. So he ended up taking the girl Elizabeth, if I'm not mistaken. Like she really wanted to be with him to the point like this dude had her on the ground crawling like a dog, barking like. It was just the manipulation was crazy. Like both of them were just playing games with each other, right? Mind games. So she was just so depressed that it was killing her not to even see him and be without him, which made me think like, how did she even survive that long without him after all them years? But it's just, I think when it came to like the sex and the passion and the kisses, because they never did none of that before then, right? They only did that when he came back and returned. So it was like the connection was really there because they was really doing what they wanted to do in the first place as man and woman and you know what I'm saying, as friends all the way to, because come on man, these people known each other forever. But um she was depressed, like she wasn't eating, like she wasn't feeding the baby. She was turning pale, her lips was dry. And she was just like staying up all night, leaving the window up, like she was just yearning for him. Like, but she was trying to play the tough role, and because he took the girl with him, and she was pretty much his sex slave, right? And he was every letter, like the lady betrayed her again. This is what pissed me off. The lady Nellie was betraying her again. Heathcliff was sending letters all the way over there to her, and the lady was just burning them up. Like she wouldn't even. That's what made Cassandra depressed because she just thought he didn't care about her no more. So she was just burning every letter he sent up once again, burning it up, just trying to acting like she's some type of savior, trying to protect Cassandra, this lady, and you just need to straight up stay out their damn business. Cause if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for her, man, everything would have went how it was supposed to go. But that lady fucked everything up. And wrapping it up, pretty much, Heathcliff ended up finding out that none of the letters were ever received, and I forget who, ended up. No, the Nelly lady came and told him like, I've been burning up your letters, like I haven't even been giving them to her, and she's dying. And there was this scene where Cassandra told her like, you're a despicable person, like, and she whispered Cassandra whispered something to her and just was saying, um, I believe she told Nelly, the Nelly May lady, to kill her. I really believe it, and I could be wrong, but I think I'm right because towards the end, like cause I'm gonna just tell y'all, Cassandra, she ends up passing away, and she lost the baby as well. Like once you see the scene where she just laying in the bed pale, the baby, the blood is coming from her vagina at the bed, like it's a whole lot of blood that flows onto the floor. And the baby passed as well. Like it was real sad, y'all. Like the baby passed. It just her heart just couldn't take it. Like she wasn't eating, she wasn't doing drinking, none she was supposed to do. Like she was just dead depressed over this man, and he was feeling it too. So once he found out, he was like he took off on a horse fast, just trying to get to her. Like his blood was rushing to just trying to get to her. And he was riding. I know he was thinking to himself like, please don't let this lady be dead. And once he got there, like Edgar walked up to him and just told him, like, he had blood all over him. He was just like, man, she's over. And Heathcliff just had this look on his face I would just never forget. Like, it was just like, he just like, wow, like he just had tears in his eyes, like, damn, I can't believe it. Like, and he pushed him out the way, because it was at one point in the movie where he told her, like, I will kill this man for you. He literally told her, I will kill this man for you. Like, and he meant that shit too. Like, he really meant it. And he moved him out the way. He ran to her. You know, he seen her body just covered up in a sheet, like a tomb, like they wrapped up, kind of like a mummy in a tomb, kind of. Like, it wasn't like wrapped up to the point where you couldn't because he pulled the sheet off her and he saw that she was gone. And man, it was just so sad, bro. Like, like I said, I'm a man, I'm a hardcore man, but this shit is crazy. Like, it'll make you cry. It's a lot of emotions, passion. Like, this movie was very well directed, very well produced. And those two actors, they did a hell of a job, and they deserve whatever reward they get when that movie, you know, when the awards come for that movie. The actors were great, terrific. I forget what the real actress is. Like, the guy that played Heathcliff, he's starring in an action movie right now that's about to come out. And the Cassandra lady, she played Harley Quinn on Suicide Squad. And I forget the DC movie Birds of a Feather, I believe it's called, something like that. But yeah, she's the actor for Harley Quinn. But yeah, I'm gonna just wrap it up, man. It was just sad, and he was just trying to talk to her, and he was just saying he was having flashbacks when they was kids, when they used to talk, and how he said he'll just follow her to the end of the earth. But I heard the original ending wasn't like that. I heard it was reversed, like it was the other way around. But like I said, I don't know the real story. I haven't watched the old movie, but I think I may check it out. But yeah, he was just kissing her, just trying to bring her back and telling her how much he loved her, and she was just gone. Like, man, it was just so tragic, bro. Like, if this probably was the modern day Romeo and Juliet type shit, man, and I'm just be real, like, it definitely touched me as a human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could ever find some love like that, bro, hold on to it. I don't give a damn. Like, if you watch this movie, you see the type of love and compassion these two have for each other, bro. It's like nothing other than I never seen anything like it, bro. And it, like I said, it was just crazy. I get this movie 10 out of 10. It is emotional. It'll have you wrapped around, have you sad. They got you wrapped around they finger the whole time you watch. So, like, this is a movie review, y'all. Like, just prepare yourself when you do get a chance to look at it. And it's your boy Memphis Gamer.
Yeah. I come with the sauce, I drip on the beach. I've been money flipping, still equipped with the racks. You came for the city, I came for the map. This is world domination, well, I get the bag. Bitch, I'm the general, finish the cap. Y'all nigga cap, you can't even rap. I pop on the beat, so she popping the X. Now she with it, stripping like I'm dropping.